Okay, everyone. So today we'll be playing the Memory Zone ending.
The new ultra deluxe
By the way, I'm
content
playing with
turned
the
out to be.
controller
Well, it got me
today.
thinking about the past and
I'm
how
playing with
much
the
better the
controller.
Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here
Sorry,
where
I
the
sneezed.
game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone.
Wow,
It's where I've
it's
been storing
beautiful.
all my favorite memories so I can
Reminds me
relive
of
the
heaven
peak
because of how beautiful
experiences
it
of my
is.
life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it
Yep.
was sullied with a cheap re-release?
I'll turn the, Now, by the way, I'm re-recording this video because, unfortunately, I made one that my original video failed to record, which is annoying. So I already have. So since I'm far into the game, I currently have the other stuff like bumpscosity and stuff. Let me turn the transition levels off as we don't
Remember
really
back
need
in
them.
October of 2013 when the game originally launched?
Yep, I
Back
do.
then, video games had integrity.
Yep.
Back then, it all meant something.
Yep, it did.
Oh, the waste.
Don't forget the Stanley Parable. Memory, sweet memory. That's the hallway. The Freedom ending. What a classic. Greatest wealth is memory. That's something I can agree with. Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. Time month indoors monthly shapes, graphs, National Geographic, cargo. 2013. The Freedom ending. What a classic. Our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. The Stanley Parable. 2013. It's so amazing. The original remake. Now, by the way, the reason why it's called the original remake is because the original 2013 version was technically a remake. It was a remake of the Half-Life 2 mod known as the Stanley Parable. That was technically the original version of the Stanley Parable. So it's called the original remake. Good times. These were good times. A trip down memory lane. Smile because it happened. The Stanley Parable Alpha Test. Look at all the content on display. That's $1. Unachievable, it's impossible to get this achievement. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Ah, the Stanley Parable demonstration. Remember when we played that, guys? Nominee, British Academy Award. Los Angeles Times. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. That's the Insanity ending. The one that we played a while back. Beta, work in progress. This place is so nice. Stanley Parable. Audience Award, The Stanley Parable. The Stanley Parable. Look at the view outside. This is one of the few times where you get to actually go outside. In loving memory, a little Stanley. Oh, that looked like a hamster or something. Nice view. Oh, look at that piano. This is beautiful.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com.
Awesome.
Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable
Yep,
was.
it was awesome.
It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them.
It was The
And
Legend
now,
of Zelda. It
it's
was
nothing.
the Indiana Jones
It's no games
games.
at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore.
It's still awesome even now.
Husk, Marco. A lifeless husk with an hour of new
Is that a
television
very high
content.
ceiling or a very low ceiling? It's hard to tell. Wow, look at all these awards. The tasteful nostalgic, it was good. On the left was the is a picture of the two doors from the Half-Life 2 mod, and on the right is the new version of the two doors from the 2013, or rather the newer one. You could pause the video and read it if you want to see it. Stanley Parable. There's Minecraft and Portal. Those were the original games you visited in the game's ending. Person of the Year, Stanley. Wow, look at that area. I never even knew that was there. I just randomly spotted it.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.
People play games because of
Stanley Parable
what they can do
is
inside
both
of them, and your game is very
stimulating
good.
commentary on
At
the
least
nature of
letting them
choice
know
of
they
faith,
can't do
and one that
anything.
offers some of the
Literally
most
anything.
enjoyable, surprising,
Wait, what?
and rewarding choices I've ever been
Source
confronted with in a
SDK.
game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
Sure sounds
It
like
didn't
it.
need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I'm just showing that way you can look at it.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's
Me
this
neither.
down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Let's see.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work.
I guess when you rewatch this
suppose I
video,
can
I'll have
write
to
up a
pause
handful
it
of
in order to
gags
see it.
insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Maybe you'll figure it out. Wow, it's raining.
Okay, let's see what this
While the
is.
idea of the game is good, it becomes very repetitive and boring fast despite all the alternative endings.
Linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy.
In-game
am I?
cameo appearances. This game is titled thought-provoking, but you get the idea. It tries to communicate pretty fast, and then it's just repeating the whole no choice in games thing over and over again. For somebody who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast, as it neither a revelation nor very interesting, as it thought-provoking only in the first minutes.
My otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
You didn't,
Perhaps
narrator.
The Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players...
I'll be listening to the dialogue.
I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time.
What does that even mean?
Everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday.
10,000?
Forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only...
Why is this so random?
Only billions left until so much more than forever ago. Which is why I say... the story and the choices.
Yep, and he just repeats it until you skip.
By becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Treatise and manifesto?
I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay. So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Interesting.
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time, by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them.
Interesting thoughts.
I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it.
What do those words even mean? I don't even know.
It just has a much grander sort of tone. It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition. And
Oh, he's talking about, like, saying the words.
See, now you've got me going back to Manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation. And I do find myself in this situation.
I like the word manifesto
I'm going
more.
to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise.
And he basically just repeats that on and on forever until you click the button.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll...
I'm pretty sure they'll like it.
...their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review.
Who knows?
Because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review.
Who knows?
The feature is not widely abused.
That could happen.
I'd even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
And he just doesn't talk until you click the button. Unlike the other two where he just repeats.
Back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming
Oh wait, the door's gone.
longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place?
If there
I
was.
don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go?
It was literally right here.
Just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take...
That's
any
impossible
option
in this game.
I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
Got it. Well, anyways, he doesn't come back. So you have to press the skip button.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
I know, sorry,
You've
narrator.
just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Oh no.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more
I don't
than
know either.
anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really
I
matter?
wonder what Cookie Nine would say. I'd have to say if they reacted to this.
Anyone ever says about me, the merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone.
I know, narrator. It's something that I just have to do.
If only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press the
I feel
button
so
again,
sorry for the
leaving me
narrator.
here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem?
And he just
Why did Cookie
repeats.
Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. Oh, Stanley, look back.